Dead in Hip Hop album review. Ka, A Martyr's Reward. Before we get into the review, make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if this is your first time coming across Dead in Hip Hop. Ka has been around for quite a minute. This is what,
8, I think.
Yeah, like 8. Yeah,
8 years?
No, 8 album.
8 albums.
I think so.
We reviewed how many so far, B?
One, I think. I think we only did one. Yeah.
No, we done more than one.
We did more than one, Kyle?
I'm sure we done more than one Ka album.
I have to Google that one and look. I remember doing one.
Uh-oh, you're slipping, B.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one was released earlier this year. I know a lot of you guys have been asking if we were going to do it. I think it was for us just more of a matter of when. I think when it comes to Ka, man, Ka is, for me when I listen to him, like one of those guys that it's going to be rare for him to kind of really disappoint. He's always going to give you dope lyrics, dope ideas within those lyrics as well. And I think this is more the same.
And the way he story tells too.
Yeah, yeah. First one that got me was I Need All That. I was like, damn, that's such a powerful song, man. And I was like, okay, this is it. I'm in for the ride here. And I didn't hear it the first time I listened to it. It was kind of like, you know, I got
background music for you at first?
I got to get that surface listen, kind of get that out. When I really heard what he was saying with I Need All That, I was like, man, talk about an anthem. Yeah, that shit was fucking dope. Praying, Wishing, and Hoping, I thought was dope as well, man.
That beat was that shit was so fucking sinister and fucking dope as fuck, man.
Yeah, With All My Heart, he said, if I say peace to you, that means you safe here. That shit was fucking dope. Sad to Say, We Livin'. I love Navy Blue on that joint, man. Yeah, he was. Yeah, I'm really starting to really get into him after I had a chance to listen to him and do some of his work. So I'm really fucking with him. But from the production to, you know, like the ideas, the thoughts that he has on here, man, Ka, as usual, man, came with it.
And he did most of the beats on there, I think.
Really?
With the exception of like two of them. About 2 or 3 of them. But he did most of the production on here. He did all the beats on here.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's fucking nuts. Yeah, I didn't know that.
I wish Modest Me was in this because he had a dope ass... He had a dope ass chess reference on Peace, Peace, Peace where he said, when every move's an L, it's a bad night. And I was like, oh shit. I was like, but Modest Me not on here, so we can't go crazy over that line. But everybody's up. He said, man, this the first couple lines he said on this shit.
How many times you listen to this? 25, 50?
Yeah, but it
should be right there, B.
Here it is. Yeah, he said, I chopped it up. Unless what said simmer. Always fed before I was fed dinner. I was urged from birth, felt the burden of a breadwinner. Like that shit, man. The way he tells his stories and the way he talks about his, his personal life and maybe just life of his peers around him, man, I think is so fucking amazing. Kyle's always do a good job to just capture stories and just his imagery is just like fucking nuts, man. Enough Praise and Recovering, like that shit alone with the whole beat switch up and then, I mean it was a dope beat switch up on We Livin'. Yeah. Enough Praise and Recovering, I was like, this motherfucker, dog. Like one of my favorite beats on here too is Be Grateful. I love those. I love the way those cymbals hit on that joint. I don't know what is it about those cymbals in that bass line on Be Grateful. That shit is dope. And then the way he finished it out with Having Nothing. Such a heartfelt song, man. And just like Kai, man, he just comes from a very, very. It's just like when you get a Kai album, it's gonna come from a very, very dark place for the most part because he's always just giving you that type of content, man. It's like when I listen to it, I just be like, damn, I feel some of the stories he tells, I just be like, damn, I feel so sorry for this dude because this dude had a life, man. This dude really had a life. If some of these stories are about him, which I pretty much believe it is. I mean, he did it with Descendants of Cain and Honor to Kill the Samurai. So it's like he always do a good job of like having this concept of these albums and the shit just knocks it out the park, man. Sad to Say was fucking amazing. He had so many fucking shit on here, man. Block Kristen with Me, Toxicity, From A to Z Schools Raised Me to Think Over Slavery Was Our History. Like, this, like Kyle was saying some shit every fucking song, man. Like, if you can just have a line on every single track, it's just like, this dude here, man. I don't understand how this guy is not mentioned as one of the greatest lyricists in this hip hop culture, man. Like, this dude is really special. Like he's been like ever since Gambler's Night, man. That dude has been like one of my favorite MCs, man. Like, but yeah, I love this album, man. I love the production. I think the production, he did a good job because he produced a lot on Descendants of Cain as well too. But he's been stepping into that producer had a lot more on his albums. I think he do a good job of like creating a landscape for what he wants to talk about and what point he wants to make, because he's gonna get that point across. And every time I listen to this, I'm just catching more shit. Or it might be songs where, you know, I might be like, okay, I thought he was talking about this, or he might be talking about this. I love the fact that I'm still pinpointing Ka's lyrics, and yeah, the writing is amazing. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, this is Ka doing what Ka does. He makes incredible music. I don't think that this is gonna give you anything different as far as Ka's catalog. And at this point, I don't really want him to do anything different. I love the style of music that Ka does. So I was more than happy to get another album so soon after his last one, because that was only a year ago.
Yeah.
So him dropping a whole new project that quickly, I was like, damn, that's interesting. But Everybody Up, like the way it just starts with that slight guitar sample, but it was just so many bars, and that's what I love about Ka. It was just like any song, I feel like you could just pull it up and just read any random line. You're gonna be like, oh, wow. That is an incredible bar. Probably my favorite one on Everybody Up. He says, not a sex villain, was raised to respect women. No is no. It's facts, God. When blacks rob, all we know is woe. God, no, you can't. No, nope. We're not doing that,
bro.
We're not doing that.
You had your chance.
You had your chance. We tried to put you in the video. You don't want to be in the video.
You want to be in the video.
You know what I'm saying? If you don't want your producer in the video, you know what I'm saying?
Dancing.
Come over to your dancing.
You know what I'm saying? Come to Dead in Hip Hop.
Come to Dead in Hip Hop.
You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, that was one of my favorites. I was like, damn, this first song, and he's already. And he also had the line about, I'm in my winter. You can tell by the snow on my beard.
Yeah.
This dude is just like, he says things that you may look at as fairly simple, but the way he says it is just so great. And then the way it rolls into I Need All That, I was just like, wow, I want back everything they took, my culture, my music, my look.
My dance, my braids, all kind of shit. He just said everything.
Damn, and this is the second song.
They rook I forgot what he said after that. They rook the way I greet, something, the way we cook. So the way he puts all of this shit together is just unbelievable. But yes, PWH was just fucking great. Praying, wishing, and hoping. Oh my
that's
God.
Some real shit. Like, it's some really real.
Pussy weed. What pussy weed?
No.
I was kind of trying to figure out what it was. You know what's funny is I was trying to figure out what it was well after I already listened to the album like 4 times. It would get to PWH, like,
praying, wishing, and hoping.
PWH. What is that?
There was a group, Fifth Ward Boys, that had a PWA, Pussy Weed and Alcohol. I don't know if anybody else.
I don't remember that, but of course you do.
Fifth Ward Boys. They were out of Texas.
I Noticed was another one where I was just like,
ooh,
wow, like this shit was so hard, man. Like, and I believe that was one of the singles, or that might have been the single from the album. Yeah, he had this line where he says, cops, you already went.
No, I'm
man.
just saying. I just put it up. No, I just.
God.
No, go ahead and say it. That's the line I was looking at.
You acting like Rob. About to put you over there next to him.
I know, right?
But at least you in the video though.
Bam.
Cops got us under microscopes to make sure we see cells. Then he says, no, my first vitamin was iron, but all I want to do was beat 12. Jesus, man.
Like,
Jesus.
Oh, shit.
What the fuck, man?
This guy is easily one of the best fucking writers in rap. I don't remember what song it was on, but another line that I thought that was really dope was he said, auctioned off as slaves, and now we're still doing bids. It's shit like that when I hear, where I'm just like, we're in 2021. We're now, 40 years into hip hop?
Yeah.
If not more?
50.
50 years into hip hop.
Almost 50, yeah, going to 50 in a couple
How
years.
has no one said that line before?
Yeah.
That's what's amazing about Ka, is like he says shit. I feel the same way about people like Evidence. They'll say shit where you're like, how has that not been said before?
Because it's so simple, but
it seems like it's so simple.
It's so sharp, and it hits when you hear it.
Every time.
Every time.
Every time. You put a Ka album on, if these lyrics do not move you, like you just don't have a soul.
Yes.
Like no one writes like this guy.
Nobody.
But
Or you're probably not listening.
Or you're probably not paying attention.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You're probably just putting it on being like, oh, this is boring.
Yeah.
And you're moving on with your day. Which is fine. I mean, Ka's not for everyone.
He's the acquired taste.
But he's definitely an
Yeah.
acquired taste. But if you are, I'm not trying to be like that old head that's like, kids. But if you're like one of those dudes that really, really likes lyrics, I don't feel like it gets much better than Ka. I genuinely feel like he never wastes a bar. Like there aren't filler bars. And it's okay when rappers do have filler bars. I remember like someone like Joel Ortiz was talking about how rappers do that. It's like not every bar has to be like a bar.
Right.
Sometimes you're building up to that master bar.
Right.
And that's fine.
Right.
That's dope too. Ka doesn't really do that. It's like every line is just like this pure piece of poetry. I'm just amazed at how he does it every time. I don't care if this album sounds like the last one or if that album sounds like the one before that. I don't really listen to Ka for like, oh, let me see what these beats are gonna do.
Right.
I just want to hear what he's saying.
No, it's kind of interesting you said that because on my first listen, I was kind of wondering the same thing. I was like, it's the same old thing, but am I here? What am I here for? And I have to process that. Like, am I here for Ka trying to do some different shit, or am I here for Ka to just give me those gems?
Right.
Right. And but I did question. I was like, I wonder, is Ka gonna continue to just kind of stay with the style for the rest of his career? I did wonder that, but
I hope so.
It works out so well for him, and I think that's just in his wheelhouse. I think for him trying to do anything different may feel a little bit like odd and weird. Not that he can't, I'm sure he can, but it's just like, for me, I feel like maybe that's gonna take away from what he's saying.
Yeah.
His production is kind of normally on this type of tier because I hear him. Like I hear him more than I listen to the production because I know he's gonna say something very sharp and very like, well, I'm like, ooh, shit. Like, and like Myke said, Myke made a great point. He does not have a wasted bar. Every single bar on the verse, it's to be like, ooh, damn, like, damn, like he always got that shit. So I know when I'm getting into a Kai album, that's what I'm expecting. Every time when I go into a Kai album, I know I'm gonna have that type of feeling.
Yeah, I mean, and that's not even to say that the beats are not dope. Like, I think these beats are fucking great. Like, especially on I Need All That. That's one with the piano, right? Everybody Up opens up and it has that really light guitar. I mean, I do think these beats are fucking great and they match him so perfectly. Even though I could be tripping, but it seems like his voice is getting gruffer. It feels like with every album, his voice just gets more gravelly.
Now you gonna have me
Is that his speaking voice?
I don't know. I've never heard him speak.
You gonna have me listen to the older albums.
I could be wrong.
Yeah,
I could totally
crazy.
be wrong, but it just always feels like that. Whenever I put a new album on, I'm like, damn, it sounds like his voice is just getting gruffer. I just love the way his voice goes with these beats. Like, he's like the new kind of guru where it's like he's doing this kind of monotone thing, but it just works so well because the production complements it. But man, this is, he can't stop.
Yeah.
He doesn't miss.
He doesn't.
He never misses.
Never
there's
misses.
not a bad song on this project.
Nope.
If you like lyrics, you're gonna like this album. Like, no one raps like this guy.
I know. Yeah. So it was kind of something you said earlier. Like, he's one of the best writers in hip hop. Do you feel like that he's starting to kind of get more popular, get more known?
But I think, more outlets are talking about him. Of course, Pitchfork finally found him and they started, hey, Ka's great. But I mean, I can say for a fact that he's been, like, when it comes to like underground rap dudes, he's been that guy. It's like when Ka drops something, you motherfucking stop and you're like, all right, let me see what this dude's gonna talk about.
Yeah.
It was never a conversation about, oh man, his production. It was always like,
Never.
nah, this dude, the way he fucking raps is insanity.
Yeah.
His pen game is seriously untouchable. A lot of people talk about, dudes like Lupe, and Lupe is amazing, of course. I don't know, man. Ka definitely deserves to be in that conversation where it's like he's one of the best pens in hip hop, easily.
And I think also too, kind of collaborating with other, well-known underground artists such as Rock Marciano, I think kind of starting to get him out there as well. Hopefully we gonna still get that album, that Metal Clergy. But yeah, I think he's starting to kind of pick up a little bit more steam from hip hop fans now. Whenever he drop, all we talk about is what this man is talking about and how he's rapping and how he's writing. So I think he's definitely starting to get more steam now, which is dope.
Yeah, I mean, we were saying, like, we were just kind of laying out what we were going to review, the albums. That we're getting a lot of requests for Ka, over and over again. And I don't remember that, taking place, back in the past. So,
and he's being consistent too, like in dropping music. I think that also helps.
But I think it's interesting, right? Because of the way that he dropped this, right? So it wasn't like on this streaming platform where it's readily accessible to everybody. Have y'all listened to Navy Blue yet?
No, I haven't
Not
listened
really,
to it, but
I need to.
I think I heard you and people talk about him before, or mention him.
But you heard us
whatever.
talk about him, so now
Yeah,
you've heard him
so
rap.
now-
What do
yeah,
y'all
yeah,
think
yeah.
about him?
Oh yeah, he
Did
was.
y'all like his verse?
Yeah.
Yes.
You did?
Yeah, his verse was
verse was
fucking
dope as hell.
incredibly dope.
I'm glad Kai gave him that spotlight for him to shine, and he took advantage of that shit.
He was not a breath of fresh air, but it was just like I liked how he rapped a little bit differently than Ka. I'm trying to jog my memory. He did have a line that I really liked, but I can't remember the first part of it. But it ended with "I'm toe to toe with my laughs and cries." And again, it was one of those things where it's just like, yes, it's simple, but it's just really dope the way he says it. I'm toe to toe with my laughs and my cries. It's like I get that shit equally. I'm happy, I'm sad, I'm up, I'm down. Like I love rappers like this who take fairly simple concepts and they just make these really dope and poetic ways of putting them together. I think that's just one of the beautiful things about hip hop. Listening to an album like this is one of the beautiful things about hip hop. It's
Yeah.
like, man, the way we put words together, the way we play with words, it's just incredible. Like, again, I know I already said it, but going back to that cop scheme, it's just like, man, the way he's putting this and making these vitamin references, it's just, Ka can do that.
Yes.
And it'd be so
It's crazy.
fucking good, man. This is definitely one of my favorite things I've heard this year.
I don't know. I was just kind of looking at the album titles. I was thinking a little bit the song titles. I'm sorry, and they seem to be very like some of them almost seem hopeful. Enough praise, with all my heart,
Be grateful.
Yeah, we living. Peace, peace, peace. You know, everybody
Sad
up.
to say.
But then there's sad to
Yeah.
say. But then there's praying, wishing, and hoping. So,
Having nothing. Yeah.
yeah, having nothing.
We've had a hard life.
life.
Sad to say, so I'm
Somebody
glad to hear it. Like, that's
Yep.
God, man. But yeah,
Yeah.
you might be right. Maybe it's like half, I don't know.
I don't know either. It was just the title may be one thing. The content could be something different.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, knowing him.
Yeah. Favorite tracks. So I Need All That is by far probably my favorite track on here. Yeah, that's a very, very, very powerful hook. And very applicable today. Give me We Livin', Everybody Up, PWH, and With All My Heart.
I'm Feefo. This is a tough one. Be Grateful, PWH, I Need All That, Sad to Say, Enough Praise Recovering. That track was fucking nuts.
Shit's dope. Gotta cut me off, son.
Gotta cut. I know. I'm like, man.
Gotta cut me off. Nah, Everybody Up, I Need All That, Sad to Say, I Notice, and I'm gonna go with Subtle.
Kai, if you're watching, man, another great album. Echo Myke's sentiments in terms of you being one of the best rappers out there in terms of your pen game. One thing I really appreciate from you as an artist is your perspective and how you're able to frame that perspective in a way that very few can. And, you know, I love that when I get it. I'm like, damn. Like, that's a dope framing. And I appreciate that, man, because I feel like you kind of the kind of guy that just sit down and probably just read all the fucking time. And then you just sit there and you just be thinking through life and coming up with all these dope ideas and concepts. And you get a chance to share that with the world, man, and I get a chance to hear it through your music, and I appreciate that. Another dope record, man. And I love the album cover, too. I love how you did that with the A Martyr's Reward, and the K on the other side. That's dope as well. But yeah, man, you did it again, bro.
Yes, Kai, if you're watching, man, thank you so much for releasing this amazing piece of work. When I saw you release this on your website, I happily paid the money and copped that album quick as hell because I was already know I was gonna be in for a ride. And I'm happy to support, always happy to support artists that I'm a huge fan of and that I want to continue to keep making wonderful art. So thank you for that. And man, just the way your writing is fucking amazing. The way you tell these stories, whether it's your story or not, it's fucking amazing. Just keep it up, man. Like I like what you're doing. I like this poem that you're doing. I like how you make your production fit your vocals and fit the stories that you're telling on your albums. So good job on that. But yeah, I mean, if you release something again next year, I will be happily to support. So keep up the great work and still continue being one of the greatest, MCs that this hip hop culture can offer, man. So good job.
Ka, you've done it again. You just put out another amazing project. There's not really much else that I can say here. I just think that you definitely get your props, but I think you need more of them. You're easily one of the best pen games in this rap shit, and this album is just incredible. Absolutely incredible. Yeah, man, I can't wait to see what you're doing next, and I can't wait to see how many more gems you drop. And I would really love to just figure out, how do you write stuff like this? How do you sit down to write? And you released this a year after your last project. How do you do that? Like, there are more bars on this project than some rappers have in their entire career. Like, it's crazy. But yeah, man, this is an amazing project. And yeah, great job as always.